So, for those of you who are not aware, I did talk about Star Citizen last week. I forget in what context. I think we basically pulled up the fundraising thing and we're like, oh, they hit $500 million raised, which is pretty cool. But it's whatever. It's whatever. But I talked about it and I said there's a lot of aspects to Star Citizen that just don't make sense. I don't know who's giving this money. It seems kind of like a money laundering scheme. There's something weird. There's something weird going on. But we had a Star Citizen fanboy or girl, I'm not sure, jump into our Discord and message a bunch of stuff and explain that trying to defend the game basically. And so this is the paragraphs of messages that he sent very passionately trying to argue the point. I will say, like, regardless of what we say or how much we might tease over something like this, I do genuinely appreciate that people will go to the lengths like this to argue in defense of their favorite games or whatever it is. So props to this guy for taking the time to type out all of this stuff and try to defend something they're passionate about. That's just feel good. So let's just look at some of the things he says. My first time watching a Luke Stevens live video today, and it was clear that you have never played the game in question. So on November 18th, there will be a free fly event in Star Citizen. Okay. I never said that I played the game. In fact, I said multiple times I didn't. But okay. Weird. It lasts about a week and a half, and where you will get the chance to rent for free every flyable ship in the game, including, I love the all caps, the high price ships you pointed out in your video. Cool. Do you still have to pay for them if you want them? Like if you want to use them in the game, not during a free event? Sure do. Sure do. Look at it this way. It will be free content for your YouTube page. So I invite you to learn about and play the game. You said it was a demo, so go demo and have fun. And if you need a guide, hit me up on Discord. Cool. I genuinely do appreciate the invite and the information on this. I think that's cool. I know we're like kind of teasing a little bit, but I do genuinely appreciate that. You're welcome to join. Two, I get it if you don't have the hardware to run it, not everyone will, but that's no reason to be a hater. Try out. You're asking me if I have the hardware to run it? Dude, I'm made of hardware. I am the hardware. I am the one who hardwares. You don't even know, man. You don't even know. It is kind of funny because it's this weird, like, maybe you didn't mean it to come off this way, but it kind of sounds like if you're poor and you don't have the hardware to run the game, then like he's better than you. It comes out weird. So, I get it if you don't have the hardware to run it. Not everyone will, but that's no reason to be a hater. It's kind of weird. It just comes off weird. He didn't mean it to sound that way 100%. Yeah, I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it does come off a little strange. Try out a free game. What do you have to lose? Good point. Yeah, no, I'm very down to try it. Absolutely. Hating something you never tried, isn't that the same mindset as hating someone that don't look like you? For instance, when you are working at Walmart, do you get mad at the Target employee grocery shopping? They have wasted some money as well that I hate, like paying for Hollywood actors to be in the single player version when the multiplayer game is still missing gameplay loops. Well put. Yeah, okay. But is it playable? Yes. Can you have fun? Yes. And I get between 40 and 60 FPS on an old 1070 Ti. Like, again, he was asking me earlier if I have the hardware to run it, and he's running a 1070 Ti. Like, okay. Like, again, I'm not hardware shaming you, but I'm like, I wouldn't consider that like a super high-end card, Like, I'm just genuinely confused. What a lot of people make a mistake on is RAM. It says they recommend 16 gigabytes, but that's really the minimum, and you need like 32 gigs installed. There are also unoptimized locations that just shit on FPS. Anyone ever play Rust vanilla servers? I tried that solo, and damn, It's like watching paint dry to make the progress before the wipe. Is that a turn of phrase? Like, okay, I'm learning so much. And on day one, I think it's more dangerous than after people get guns because you can't hear the arrow till it's too late. Again, I'm not sure. Okay, they have a lot actually. There are now, I think, an office in California, Texas, Ontario, Germany, and now they have their headquarters in England, which they just had built along with a mocap studio beside or across the street. I believe it. You would hope they'd done something for $500 million. You would really hope. They have a couple hundred employees now. I think they have more than that, actually. I think they're up to like 450. As far as the game, as the state of the game, there is one solar system in the game at the moment. There are 4 planets and roughly a dozen moons. Cool. It's one of the smallest planned systems in the game at, I think, 3 astronomical units big, and to put that into perspective, a light or medium fighter would more than likely have to refuel before flying all the way across. A single moon, you could spend the day flying around it and still have stuff to see. Maybe not points of interest, but never covering the same area. Okay. I'm sold. I'm sold. There is a contract manager that gives missions according to what kind of job you are doing, such as merc, bounty hunter, investigation, etc. The person contracts are the criminal versions. Then there's jobs that are more free play, like cargo mining, and in the next update, salvage. Both mining and salvage have a handheld version, and mining has a wheeled version or wheeled vehicle that will only cost you about 170k credits in game, and out-earns the 2 mining ships that are millions of credits in game. So there's your pro tip of the day for Star Citizen. Get the ROC mining buggy. Okay. Cool. Like, I don't know. What do you want from me? I feel like I'm reading this in a studio in my basement. And I feel like I've got a gun held to my head. Oh yeah, every ship that's flyable. I just love that this is a steady train of thought. Oh yeah, and one more thing. Every ship that's flyable, you can buy in-game with credits. So yes, there's some costly ships like the capital ships are really crazy on the price take. For example, a ship that's mostly ready but they don't want to give players quite yet is the Javelin Destroyer with a hefty price tag of $2,500 and 0 cents. It's important to note that. You're right. But what most people don't get when they see that is what you are buying with this ship is an org base. So it never was for the average guy or gal, single player. It takes a crew of 80 people to operate this, 80 real people, and it won't despawn when you log out. So this beast is actually for a large organized group of players. Another thing about prices in Star Citizen is if you're willing to spend money other than the $45 starter pack, then there is an upgrade option so you can take your ship you have and pay the difference. Okay. Between that and the ship you want an upgrade out of the old one. I'm slightly over $2,000 in on the game and have been playing for 49 months. That's very specific. So, like, what? Who says, like, why don't you say 4 years? I almost said 2 years. Like 4 years. Why are you like 20, like, what? How long have you been playing The Witcher 3? About 57 months. Like, what? Like, who talks like that? That's so weird. So I average $43 a month. I think Starbucks customers average $20 a week or something like that. And hell, I could not even guess what a pack of smokes run these days. Someone said around here, it's like $8 a pack. I think my habit is fairly cheap. Dude, this guy, no joke, has an addiction to this game. He just compared it to smoking. I didn't do that. He did. He compared it to smoking. Like, what? Like, he compared it to a coffee and smoking addiction. Wow. It's not even that bad. I've spent like $43 a month on this game, and that's not even that bad compared to smoking, which is more expensive. You know what they call that? Rationalizing your addiction. it's it's so great. Wow. I'm not addicted. Okay. I'm not addicted to booze. Okay. I could quit at any time I want. And really, I only spend a little bit of money. It's not anywhere near as bad as if I was addicted to cocaine. Okay. So leave me alone. Okay. I don't have a problem. It's like, dude, you do. You've spent $2,000 on a game that's not out yet. And you justify it because it's not as bad as another horrible addiction. That's just tremendous. Like, it starts out kind of wholesome, and I appreciate, genuinely, I appreciate a first-time viewer who, you guys remember, like months ago, I was saying, one day we're going to have people that come out to the stream and like have never seen one of my main channel videos, and they're recognizing me and learning of us through the live channel specifically. That's cool. That's cool. So I appreciate new viewers, of course, and I appreciate him reaching all the way out, going to the Discord, joining, and then leaving a message there. That's a lot of dedication. It really shows how deeply they have their talons in this guy, because he's so freaking committed to justifying his addiction. Listen, dude, I'm not addicted. I just need it. Exactly. No matter what, this is just not a healthy way to deal with anything that you find to be like a hobby. It's just not. Like, if you're a millionaire, okay, and you want to waste $2,000 over this, like, okay. Even then, it's objectively ridiculous to spend $2,000 on a single video game in my mind. Like, you can tell, like he said here, what people don't understand is that you can, the Javelin Destroyer with a hefty price tag of $2,500. He says that this is not actually as big of a deal. Let's just pull this up, because it's meant for 80 people. So I guess what he's implying is that this type of ship would be bought by a team of people, like a squad who has their own Discord server and stuff, and they will just play this. By the way, this looks so bad. What is this website? Like, this just looks horrible. What even is this? It's not even like, is it done? Can you even play it? Like, use it? I don't understand. But with this, it's just, yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on. It looks horrible. Again, this is rationalizing. This is insane. $500 million in revenue and still has a Squarespace template for a website. Yeah. Yeah. It makes me wonder, like, I get the promise of it, and why this game has generated so much revenue is because people like this guy, I don't think even in the context of this game qualifies as a whale. I don't think he even qualifies as a whale, because $2,000 is pretty low on the totem pole of expense that I've heard. Gus on Star Citizen. Let me see if I can see him mention this. This is the No from 2018. I miss it when it was the No. Hold on, Gus. This is the guy that spent like $10,000 on it already.
The project is grown into not one, two games, a single-player game they're calling Squadron 42, and an MMO called The Persistent Universe. But after all these years, neither one has a full release date still. They've released like some modules here and there, but still waiting for the full thing.
So of course that's led some frustrated fans to take matters into their own hands, and one early backer of the project decided to take them to court.
But not Gus.
Not me.
That guy was not Gus.
I was a late backer.
I was a late backer. He's a backer, though.
The fan Ken Lord gave nearly $4,500 to the project back in 2013, but this year he had enough, so he took developer Robert Space Industries to small claims court in California.
$4,500.
A few days ago, a judge dismissed the case and cited an arbitration clause in the Star Citizen end user license agreement. You better read those.
You gotta read those. You don't read them, you get them.
Yeah, you notice they you can't get a refund because outside of this window, we will consider refund requests for exceptional cases, but generally at that point, the funds need to be considered available for development. This policy is actually very generous when compared to nearly any other gaming company. Most publishers would not allow any refund at all after players have downloaded and played for several hours. This I do understand. Like, I get it. You gave them money. I understand why they don't throw them, like, just refund it whenever, especially after you've played the game. But yeah, it's just, I don't know how don't know how somebody justifies that. It's so bad. It's so freaking bad, dude. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's just, if you ever throw thousands of dollars at a game, for one, question it from the start. That's weird. And if you realize, like, if you wake up one day and you're like, hey, I've only spent $2,000 on it. If I were a smoker, I would have wasted way more money. That's not good.